Okay, in this video, I want to talk to you about the reflection papers, which are also very important for this course. So the assignments are important, the exams are obviously important, but also the reflection papers are important. And I say that, I'm emphasizing this a lot because two people last semester decided not to do them at all. And it wasn't a technical issue, I just think it was not thinking it's important. But they are important because here's what's going to happen. For any online class, the reason why, let me talk to you a little bit about why this online class is using a reflection paper. Because a online class needs to have some sort of like interaction between you and me. And typically the way that you see it is that there's like those discussion boards where like every week you have to like write one entry and you have to reply to two others. And I've just never liked that, because what happens is that you do it at the last minute and then you look for whoever was like really like a good student and posted it early, and you all reply to that one person, right? And it's not like you're learning anything because you're just trying to meet the deadline. I think it's actually a little bit more useful for you to write like for you to write something just to me, and then I give you comments back on that one thing, and they're all due again at the same one deadline for each part of the course. And that's basically how we'll do the interaction part of this course. So let's talk about what the reflection papers look like here. So if you go in Laulima and you go under topics and you go to how to learn in this class, you will see, well, you'll shortly see, I guess I don't have it here yet. You will see a document that looks like this. So it's called discussions here, but I should change it to reflection paper. But basically it's the way that I have you engage with the material. And I talk a little bit about kind of what I just basically said here, which is people don't do stuff till deadline and then people have to reply and no one really cares. But what I did is I basically made it so that you can just do something really fast. These don't take too long. It depends on how fast of a writer you are. But what will happen here is that there'll be basically an article that I'll post for each of the topics. You'll read the article and you basically can organize it into 3 paragraphs, where a third of the points are going to be on your original thoughts. A third of the points are going to be on how you develop it a little bit further. And then a third of the points are going to be on you explaining what your own opinion is about the course. Essentially, I give you an example here. This is a person from 2 semesters ago, but they basically had read an article and they basically organized it pretty well. And I would suggest, I might make it a little bit more formal than this person. We could kind of nitpick, but I'm spell summary correct. But I'm not going to take off points for summary being spelled wrong. I'm just noticing it right here, and I didn't take off points for that. But they organized it pretty well, and if writing isn't your thing, this will be a pretty easy way to conquer this. Basically, you would have a paragraph that's just summarizing the article that you read. I just want to know that you read it. You don't have to give me tons of details. Not a lot of the points are based on it, but you need to have a paragraph that gives me a summary. You don't have to organize it like this either. You don't have to have these bold points. You could just have 3 paragraphs, one after the other. Sorry. Then, here they say they have it as interesting fact, but another way to say it would be, what is it in the course, in the textbook chapter, in the lecture, how is what we did in the course connected to that article, right? So this person's talking about here costs and industry structure based on what was in the course. Then Yeah, this person could have said a little bit more about it, but you basically give me your own opinions. What do you think about it? Are there interesting extensions that you thought about it that I didn't think of? Just be free in your own opinion. I'm not going to take off points for your opinion. You could organize it like this with these three major kind of headings, but there's no need to. Now, let's go into Google Classroom. Okay. So, what you would do here, let's just do it from here. You would type in classroom.google.com. Now, once you type this in, classroom.google.com, you'll want to make sure that your identity is the one that's in the upper right hand corner. You know how like you could have your personal one, your personal account. You don't want to sign into Google Classroom with your personal account, right? I don't want to be how would I know that Beach Bum 254 is you? I would know that, right? And some of you probably have incredibly inappropriate Gmail addresses where you wouldn't want me to know those details about your life or your preference sets. So use your hawaii.edu email address. Make sure you're logged into it. If you're not logged into it, left hand click, and then you would add another account, and right, you can see, well, here's my personal address. Mine is just my last name at gmail.com. But you'd add another account and put in your Hawaii one. Okay. Now, the way that you're going to, when you log into this, you're going to see nothing. So what you're going to need to do the first time is you're going to need to click this little plus sign right here, which is to create or join a class. So you're going to click that, and you're going to say join a class. And it's going to ask you for the class code. I'm going to put this in the syllabus. I haven't done it yet, but I will put it in the syllabus here. But in our case, the class code is LQNADO2. So you would type in that class code, and the class will appear like this. Okay, so probably the best way to do this here would be that you go to classwork, and you will see how to write a reflection paper. So you'll see the document that appeared before, and you'll see all the topics. Okay, so you can directly, once you have created the Classroom Google site, you can link to this through Laulima, because there was that one tab for reflection paper, and it would link you directly to this. But the only thing you're going to have to do the first week, because I need to have a first week assignment, because my bosses tell me I have to have a first week assignment. Dude, the first one is really easy. You're just introducing yourself. There's nothing to do except introduce yourself. Now, you would click this, and you would see, like, introduce yourself. Tell me as much or as little as you want. So you'd view the assignment, and you basically will write it. You're not going to write it as a class comment. You're going to make it as a document, and it's going to post. So the way that this looks, just in case you're curious of how it looks on my end, just in case you're curious. This was a course I taught in summer. Is that basically, right? So I see 16 people turned it in. I click on it, and then these are all the individuals, and you would see that they have either a Google Doc, or they have a Word doc, or they have a PDF, they have a Drive file. Google Classroom makes it really easy that you can type it in whatever format you want, not as a class comment, but as a document, and then that way I click on it and I can read it here. And then I can add comments to the document itself or documents on the side, and I give you grades. Your grades for your reflection papers are going to be stored in Google Classroom. I'll then carry them over to Laulima. Now, let's go back to our course. Let's go to demand and supply, because that'll be your first one. So basically, you will, again, 3-paragraph model, identify the, summarize the article, identify, how the class material that was in the article itself, and then give your opinion. 3 things you need to do: summarize, identify the class material, give me your opinion or your own thoughts. And you're going to do that by reading this article. So they're all as a PDF. I saved them all as a PDF. You'd basically read this article, think about the class material we covered for that topic, and then you'd write those 3 paragraphs. That's all you need to do. I'll tell you if you're doing something wrong the first time. So if you do it wrong the first time, I'll tell you what you need to do better, and then you won't do it again. And again, topic 2 and topic 3, these ones will be due on February 12th. This one you get 4 extra minutes, by the way. You get to 11:59. But again, this would be for each of the topics. You'll see the same structure. A PDF that you need to read, and you would write those 3 paragraphs. And you're not going to make it as a class comment. What you'll do is you'll have it as a document that you post to it. And that's how you'll see it. In this case, you're seeing it as I see it as instructor. Okay, so that's how you do Google Classroom and how you write the reflection papers. And again, I'll have a document posted here, and I'll have a document posted in Laulima that gives you that sample that you can look at more.